And now for our next news special report.
We're diving into a story of defiance, constitutional rights, and a border in crisis. Imagine a flood so overwhelming that it drowns the very laws meant to regulate it. That's Texas under Biden's watch, over 6 million illegal migrants and counting. Governor Gregg Abbott stands at the forefront of this unprecedented challenge, accusing the president of a colossal failure in protecting America's borders. But this isn't just a Lone Star State issue. It's a red alert for every American who values security and sovereignty. Multiple states are now rallying with Texas, questioning when federal laws fail, who stands guard. This isn't just news, it's a turning point in our nation's history. You don't want to miss the final thought. It's a perspective that could redefine how we view our republic and its borders, so stay with us. And before we dive deeper, a quick word from our sponsors at the Patriot Gold Group. Think of our current border situation. It's a crisis of security, mirroring the volatility in today's economy. Gold, now soaring past $2,000 an ounce, reflects this uncertainty. Remember the 70s, economic turmoil, skyrocketing debt, gold prices skyrocketing from $158 to $850 an ounce. History is repeating itself, and our national debt is astronomical, and gold prices are responding. This is a call to action to protect your assets. Call the number on the screen, 888-857-9437, for your free investor guide from the Patriot Gold Group. Mention Next News for best-in-class service. Don't wait until it's too late. Secure your future now, just like Texas is securing its borders. Call 888-857-9437 today. Now we begin our journey in the heart of Texas, where Governor Gregg Abbott stands as a sentinel against a tide of over 6 million illegal migrants. This influx, a direct consequence of what Abbott labels President Biden's lawless border policies, isn't just a statistic. It's a vivid portrayal of a nation in crisis, eclipsing the population of 33 states. The Lone Star State, renowned for its resilience and independence, is now at the epicenter of a constitutional showdown. Abbott's bold assertion that Texas' right to defend itself against invasion supersedes federal law is a battle cry for states' rights. This isn't merely a dispute over policy, but a fundamental question of constitutional interpretation and state sovereignty. Abbott's accusation against Biden for neglecting the constitutional duty to secure the border is a direct challenge to the federal government's authority. Now, the crisis goes beyond Texas. It's a rallying point for states feeling the brunt of what they perceive as federal overreach and negligence. 7 governors, standing with Abbott and growing, represent a growing defiance against the federal government's handling of the border security. This unity among states is unprecedented, signaling a power dynamic shift between state and federal authorities. Here's a recent news report highlighting Texas' action to ban federal agents from the U.S. border area. It's a visual testament to the escalating tensions and the determination of state authorities to take matters into their own hands. Watch.
Now to the standoff between the federal government and the state of Texas at the southern border. The Biden administration is demanding that Texas allow Border Patrol agents full access to a crossing point in the border town of Eagle Pass and is currently being blocked by the Texas National Guard. CBS's Omar Villafranca is at the site of the stalemate.
This is Shelby Park on the Rio Grande. It is now the new battleground between the state of Texas and the federal government. But it didn't always look like this. Now it's fenced in, surrounded by miles of razor wire, just like this. And there's armed Texas National Guard on standby. Federal Border Patrol agents can't even get full access to the park, which they say is a problem if they're trying to reach migrants in distress. On Monday, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the Biden administration. But our CBS cameras were there when they caught Texas National Guardsmen laying out more wire. Texas officials say they will hold the line. Federal officials say Texas should allow them full access to this park by Friday.
Now let's delve into the heart of the matter. Governor Abbott's statement, a powerful critique of President Biden's policies, is not just rhetoric. It's a legal and constitutional argument grounded in the nation's founding principles. Abbott cites the U.S. Constitution's promise that the federal government shall protect each state against invasion, a promise he claims Biden has blatantly disregarded. Here's the image of Abbott's statement. It's a declaration of Texas' intent to exercise its constitutional rights. This isn't just about immigration. It's about the rule of law and the role of the federal government. Abbott's stance is clear. When the federal government fails to fulfill its duties, states have the right, perhaps even the obligation, to step in. This interpretation of the Constitution could have far-reaching implications, not just for immigration policy, but for the balance of power in our federal system. Now, the situation at the border is more than a policy failure. It's a full-blown humanitarian crisis. The surge of migrants driven by hope and desperation is met with a system ill-prepared and overwhelmed. The human cost of this crisis is immeasurable, and the toll it takes on both migrants and American communities is profound. Now, let's not forget the context here. The Biden administration's approach to immigration has been marked by a significant shift from the Trump-era policies. While some may argue for more humane treatment of migrants, the results speak for themselves. A border overwhelmed, communities strained, and a nation clearly divided. And Texas' actions are not occurring in a vacuum. They're a response to a genuine crisis, a reflection of the frustration and desperation of a state on the front lines. This isn't just about Texas. It's a microcosm of a national debate on immigration, sovereignty, and the role of the federal government. So in the midst of the legal and political maelstrom, Governor Abbott's leadership stands out. His willingness to confront what he sees as federal inaction speaks to a broader discontent among many Americans. With the potential of a Trump comeback in 2024, the border crisis is likely to remain at the forefront of national discourse. Now, this battle isn't just a battle over a border. It's a struggle for the soul of the nation. How we handle the crisis will define us as a people and a republic. It's about more than laws and policies. It's about our values, our identity, and our future. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, in a show of solidarity, tweeted his support for Texas. He emphasized the importance of upholding the law and criticized the Biden administration for flouting it. DeSantis' support is a significant endorsement, signaling a broader political alliance forming around the issue. And the Supreme Court's recent decision siding with the Biden administration over Texas border measures adds another layer to the unfolding drama. The legal battle over the border is far from over, and its implications extend beyond Texas. Now, here we see multiple states now backing Texas' stand. This is more than a regional issue. It's a national movement, a collective statement of dissent against federal policies perceived as detrimental to state sovereignty and public safety. As we watch the situation unfold, one thing is clear: the border crisis is a litmus test for the Biden administration and a potential catalyst for significant political change in the upcoming elections. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. Remember, this isn't just a story, it's a call to action, a moment to reflect on where we stand as a nation. And now, my final thought. Tonight's report isn't just a story, it's a wake-up call. The Biden administration's failure to secure our borders isn't just a policy oversight, it's a breach of trust with the American people. Governor Abbott and the multiple other governors standing with him aren't just fighting for Texas, they're fighting for the very integrity of our republic. Their actions are a bold reminder that when the federal government fails to protect its citizens, states have not just the right but the duty to step up. This is not about partisan politics. It's about the safety, security, and sovereignty of our nation. As Americans, we must support these governors in their fight to uphold the rule of law and the principles upon which our republic was built. Let's not forget, a nation that fails to secure its borders compromises its future. And that, my friends, is why this story matters to each and every one of us. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.